Hello, hello. I think we are up and running. Yes, it looks like we are. Fantastic. I'm trying a little different thing with the technology, so had to double check that everything's good, but I think we are good to go. So we'll get started, and I'm excited to officially welcome you to this week's live Monday Music Motivation. Today's kind of a fun one. I think I say that every week because it's always fun. But today I'm really excited and feeling inspired because yesterday I was at the Colorado Clarinet Day that was hosted by CU Boulder and Dan Silver. It was a really fantastic event that I had a ton of fun with, and it's always fun when you get to sort of connect with the clarinet family and get to see everybody and meet new people and all of that good stuff and see people you haven't seen in years. It was a fantastic event. And there was some fantastic clarinet playing that was very inspirational and fun equipment to try and all the good stuff. If you have a local like clarinet day that happens, or if you have the opportunity to go to Clarinet Fest, I always highly recommend it because it's so much fun. If you're a clarinetist. If you're not a clarinetist, it's probably miserable and painful. But for today, I have some great music inspiration, no matter what instrument you play, from the Clarinet Day that I was at yesterday. So the guest artist was Miriam Adam, and she was fantastic and did a solo recital that was really enjoyable and gave a master class, and there's lots of good stuff. And something that kind of struck me about her playing and what she was kind of focusing on in the master class is how much she kind of pays attention to and how much care she puts into the quality of her sound and kind of the musical intention behind her sound, which I think is super important, and all of us should focus on it. And it's one of those things that separates the great professional soloists, is that they're able to really convey something interesting that's worth listening to, even on something like the Poulenc Sonata, which I've played and heard and taught and know really well, but it was still great to hear her sort of interpretation of it live and in person with the kind of shaping and intention that she wanted to put behind it. And it got me thinking about something that a few of my teachers have told me that I should do that I haven't really fully followed through with, and kind of inspired me that I should do that. And I wanted to share a little bit of motivation and inspiration for you to do that as well. And it reminded me of this idea of like this eating the frog idea, which is kind of popular. I think there might even be a book about it, but it's kind of popular in the sort of productivity space. And it's this idea that when you're sort of starting out your day, you need to eat the frog first, or eat the ugly frog, I think I've heard before as well. And it's this idea that when you get started, start with the hardest thing first, because that's the thing that you're probably procrastinating on. That's probably the most important thing to get done. That's going to make the biggest difference. And you have the most energy when you start. So if you can get started and eat the frog first, then everything will feel easy and downhill from there. And no matter what happens after that, you feel like you were productive because you got the hardest thing done first. Now, for me personally, the frog that I've been kind of avoiding eating, even though I've had multiple different teachers recommend this exercise, is the crescendo diminuendo long tones, doing it with a tuner, perfectly pacing the crescendo and diminuendo, and really controlling the sound and the intonation and the dynamics, of course, as well. And I even have that exercise in the next generation clarinet method, but I don't do it nearly as much as I should. I've done it a little bit here and there, but yesterday, listening to Miriam Adam, I'm thinking, I like that control of her sound would probably be something that I would get out of doing the crescendo diminuendo long tones. And then I thought to myself, I know I've had multiple teachers tell me to do this, but why haven't I actually really done it and really stuck with it? And the answer to that is because it feels kind of boring. It's really, I don't know, just doing the crescendo diminuendo, like, I don't feel like I'm getting that much out of it, and it's just holding one note, and it just felt kind of boring to me. And I bet there's something in your playing that you're having that same kind of feeling about, where you're like, yeah, I've heard that I'm supposed to do this, but it's kind of boring. I don't see really what I'm going to get out of it. I don't know if I see the point to it, or maybe you do see the point, but it's boring or difficult also. It's something that's like takes a lot of work, and sometimes you don't feel like putting in that work. Well, I have an idea that will help you to eat the metaphorical frog. And that's to make it not boring, basically, is the simple way of putting it. Which, of course, I know you're like, well, it's boring. How do I make it not boring? And the thing that I'm realizing is I need to focus more deeply on it, open my awareness, find something to latch onto in it that is actually interesting. So with the crescendo, diminuendo, long tones, I usually do it with the tuner and try to hold my pitch steady and try to pace things, and maybe even do it with the metronome at the same time to make sure it's exactly 8 or 10 counts crescendo, exactly 8 or 10 counts even diminuendo, which is all well and good. But what I realized is when I've done it, I've never really been paying that close of attention to the sound quality, which is always the point of the long tones. That's how you make long tones not boring, is by focusing more on the sound and getting exactly the sound that you want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take those crescendo, diminuendo, long tones, and I'm going to think about the intention of the sound. So I'm not just going to like push the volume slider up and down or turn the volume knob up and down, but I'm going to be thinking about the tonal character knob as well, and kind of be tuning that as I do the crescendo and diminuendo, and find that delicate, beautiful, clear, soft sound that blossoms into this rich, full, expressive, passionate sound, and then comes back. And that sounds so much more interesting to me already. I haven't even done it yet, but that sounds so much more interesting than just holding my pitch steady perfectly, even dynamic going up and down. So that's the little trick for whatever it is that you're sort of focusing on, and whatever is the sort of ugly frog or the frog that you need to eat in your playing, or whatever it is that you've had teachers tell you to do, or you've seen videos and thought, that would probably be a good exercise for me, but I don't really feel like doing it. I encourage you to actually do it this week, and hopefully by making it not boring and figuring out some engaging things to focus on with it, hopefully that will help you to enjoy it more, and it will definitely help you to get more out of it as well. So that's my little bit of motivation and inspiration for you. Let me know in the comments what's your frog that you need to eat in your playing, what's that boring thing that you've been putting off, and go ahead and put that into your practice template. Here's what mine looks like for this week. You can get this template in the description at quickstartclarinet.com/get started, where you can join my free members area and get this template and a whole bunch of other really great resources as well to help with your playing and musicianship. Or you can just make it for yourself. The date for the week, reflection of how things are going, your goal for what you want to accomplish this week, and then your plan for when you're going to do it, what you're going to do it. My plan's not super exciting because I'm very focused on learning this concerto that I'll be performing in February, so it's pretty much just working away on that and doing all the little practice techniques and strategies for that as well. So that's what I got for you today for the Live Monday Music Motivation. Fill out your template right when you're done watching this. Get it pulled up, get it ready to go right now. Put that in your calendar so you dedicate that time and commit to that time so that you can eat your frogs for this week and get those once boring things to be more engaging and more interesting and moving you forward on your clarinet and music journey. So thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next week on the next Live Monday Music Motivation. Have a great week, everybody, and happy practicing. Bye.